Hi, it's Janice Davies here again, the Success Attitude Specialist, and I call myself that name because I'm always looking for a solution. About a week ago, I lost my inspiration, and as I move up the ladder of successes that I want to achieve, there's times when I've got to kind of mill around and look for the answers, and this time I found it in the library in a book. It's called Women Who Launch, Women Who Shattered the Glass Ceiling. And so what I want to share in some of these videos is some of these women and their stories, because we look at life now and we sort of think, oh, there's so many challenges to overcome. But when we look at what people have achieved in the past as well, it inspires us to our own journey. So I'm going to read a little bit about this lady, and then I'm going to have to give you an abridged version as from the notes I've taken. So this is called 5 Stone Lions, and it was from a lady who was born in 1883. If the amber-hued liquid inside a classic bottle could speak, it would tell the tale of the convergence of an American sex symbol, a German officer, and a French legend. The black lettering on the bottle contains a name and a lucky number, and the story of an extraordinary woman who willed it into existence. You might be guessing who it is. For Coco Chanel, the Duchess of Windsor's declaration that you can never be too rich or too thin was her holy grail. So, Coco Chanel, born in 1883, brought this perfume plus many other things to the world. So I'll share a little bit about her. She was the second daughter of an unmarried couple, which way back in early 1900s was a challenge, I'm sure. Her mother passed when she was 12, and her father then travelled permanently. She was one of 5 siblings. At age 12, she was put into an orphanage, and she was taught to sew as one of her skills. When she made her escape, she became a cabaret singer, changed her name from Gabrielle, and became a Coco. Now, apparently that name has got a lot more connotations to it that are really interesting, a bit like Elton. Elton has got some connotations to it as well. So Coco Chanel, she became a fabulous force for a fashion designer for the little black dress. It was designed from an old jersey, and it was made to keep them warm. They didn't have to wear their garters or corsets of that stage, which this is now in the early 1900s. So it's over 100 years ago. Now, the material that she used was material that had previously been used for men's underwear. Now, I know I recycled material as well, because I would use all sorts of materials in my children's dress-up costumes. I had 30 different costumes which I sold round to the childcare centres in New Zealand here. And it was taking certain different materials and reusing them away from being maybe a curtain to a bride's dress for the children or something like that. So I get that. As a fashion designer, I get that. She also took a colour associated with mourning and transferred it into the height of fashion for evening wear. One of her life philosophies was luxury must be comfortable, otherwise it is not luxury. And women, she said, should dress for other women and undress for men. And that's where the American sex symbol came in. Because Marilyn Monroe said she wore the only thing she wore to bed was a number 5 perfume, and it was placed in places that she wanted to be kissed. So that was why we had the American sex symbol being involved in this as well. Now, Gabrielle also, through a mishap, introduced the flapper style hairdo, because back in the early 1900s, long hair and it all being tucked up and curled was the thing. And it happened through a mishap. She was preparing to go to the opera, and a gas fire caught hold of her hair, and so she chopped it all off, and then that became known as the boyish styled flapper hairstyle, which was born. So through her steely determination, she trod the road from courtesan to high society queen, from seamstress to celebrated courtier. However, her crowning achievement was the creation of the greatest jewel that made her famous, which was the number 5. And it was an amber-hued perfume, and she went into collaboration with Ernest Beau, who was a former perfumer to the Tsar of Russia. The perfume's classic bottle was with the iconic glass cap which we can see there, was inspired by an antique mirror in her Ritz home. Now, also, this is interesting, and I do this in my course as well. I've got a Positively You Confidently Living course, and it's about us getting on to the journey of who you went to be. Now, Coco Chanel did it without my course. A lot of ladies do it. But it's about now we've got all this information, and how do we make it quicker, because women are stepping up to be able to be the best and the greatest that you can be. So for Gabrielle, a fortune teller had told her that her lucky number was 5. So she released her famous number 5 perfume on the 5th of May, 5th day of the 5th month in 1921. So she listened to that and followed it. And that's why in the first module of my course, that's what we look at, all those things. What's your numbers? Who are you? And I'm, as I say, number 9. I'm a humanitarian, compassionate humanitarian. So understanding that has helped me embrace who I am. And that's what we're looking to do. So the perfume and clothing was worn by many, so Marilyn Monroe, and also Jacqueline Kennedy, and she was wearing a pink Chanel suit when the unhappy day when President Kennedy was assassinated. So Coco Chanel was loved by many, loved by the woman, and yet apparently others saw her as a master manipulator, hard and pitiless like the nuns, they said, that brought her up. But she made her fortune by creating and catering to the rich, and at 50, her fortune in today's world was equivalent to almost $1 billion. Her success stemmed from a golden rule, which was never follow anyone else's rules, basically make up your own. So what can we learn from all this? So 100 years ago, when she brought this onto the market, the world was a very different place. Is it any easier now? For some of us, we think no. For some of us, we think yes. So it's all about the mindset. So what can you learn about this for yourself? So number 1, I thought, well, no matter what your early upbringing are, you learn from the lessons that you have encountered as a child, or not. You can go around and mill around in them and say that that's the thing that's made you sad, or you can achieve from them, learn the lesson and achieve from them. So number 2, whatever you learn in life was useful. So she loved sewing. She turned it into an empire. Number 3, the will is up to you. So the will and the determination. So if you've got a passion within you, something that it's, you just, if you didn't do it, you'd feel like a failure. Now, I feel like that with a movie. Like I'm bringing my interactive movie to the world, and I feel like if I didn't do it, I'd be a failure for the rest of my life. So what have you got that you feel that you've got to bring to the world? Because it's going on the journey to do that. It may be as simple as that you really want to be able to teach children how to grow vegetables and fruit to eat, or cook something, or there's something, because we all are here to make the world a better place, and it's looking for what you've got. So number 4 is following what you're passionate about. And so for me, I'm a teacher. Coco Chanel was also a creator, and we know her personality. So she was a right brain person with her sewing and her singing. And that puts them in a certain personality group. And then as a businesswoman, she was an entrepreneur as well. So we also cover that in our course, because it's important for you to understand who you are. So my quote that I've had on my wall for years is, go confidently in the direction of your dreams, go where there is no path, and leave footprints. Now, my quote, I've had it for so many years. It's in storage right now, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. It's all crinkled around the outside, and I've probably had it for 20 years as well, because that's what's steering me. I want to know what's steering you. The question is, what's steering you? What's pushing you to sort of think, oh, there's something I would really like to do, something I would love to do. Now, the more you understand about yourself and the more you learn about yourself, the easier and the quicker you're going to get on that path. So it's about aligning to your highest self, your soul, which is steering you. So if you would like to have some help with that, I have got some free success strategy course. And so in there, 3 things that we do. We look at your what's your driving force, what your dreams are, what's your biggest challenge, and some tips and ideas to get on board with that. So there's 2 ways that you can book that call with me. It's about a 45 minutes. It's free, but it's helping you to be able to guide you forward. You can go to janicedavies.com, and / the coaching page, and down the bottom of that is the the link where you can go to my calendar and book something for yourself, book your appointment, or otherwise just down the bottom here in the description box of this video on YouTube, you will also find the link in there. But the main thing is that you are special because only one person's got your fingerprint. You've got lessons to learn. So did Coco Chanel. So do I. So does every single person in the world. The quicker you learn them, the quicker you get the happiness and success that you deserve, and the better the world's going to be, because your sphere of influence is going to be happier, and we're going to be seeing you the real self, the positive self. So, love to hear from you. Hope you enjoyed that little story, and look out for the next inspiring lady that's inspired me, who I'll help to inspire you.